Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Piglet here once again. Hey, I'm Rarity here. Hey, Evie Pony and everyone else for that matter, and welcome back for some more of the Maxi Toys productions. Anyways, welcome back to more Let's Play of Mario Kart DS for the Nintendo DS. So last time we actually did tackle through the final cup in the game, known as the Lightning Cup, and also the final cup in the Retro Cups department. And now we're going to continue on and moving on into the next mode we'll be tackling through for our Let's Play of Mario Kart DS. And that was the form of the battle mode. So, if you remember me playing through, every other Mario Kart games, more likely Super Mario Kart 64, and Mario Kart Super Circuit, that it does only contain only one battle mode for the entire gimmick-wise is the Balloon Battle. However, in Mario Kart Double Dash, it contains like 3 other modes, like consist of, Balloon Battle, Shine Thief, and Bob on Blast. And also that in Mario Kart Wii, and especially Mario Kart 7 as well, that both they have like Balloon Battle as usual, and also they have Coin Runners. And then I don't know if Mario Kart 8, the Wii U version, only contains only one battle mode, and that was in the form of the Balloon Battle, but the only difference was though is they can only do a battle mode during the actual courses themselves, which I felt was a little bit too annoying though, or distracting at points. But in Mario Kart DS though, it only contains the usual balloon battle. But in addition to that though, there's actually a prequel to Coin Runners from Mario Kart Wii and 7 for the likes of Shine Runners. So basically, as how this goes, the instructions wise is that balloon battles like burst your opponents' balloons with items. If all your inflated balloons burst, you'll lose. Blow into the mic to inflate your balloons. And as for Shine Runners though, we'll get into that in a moment temporarily. So even then though, that the character choice on battle mode we're going to be choosing for this particular episode is the Wario Brothers. And how do we know that? It's because, well, we haven't played as Wario or Waluigi yet, so even then though, we decided to actually choose those two for this episode. So even then though, let's start with the first things first is Wario himself, or in this case Wario himself. So even then though, that if you probably noticed by now is that these characters do have their own one cart. And that was the form of the standard cart model. So even then though, that there's no opportunity to choose the different types of carts and stuff, but even then that's how this essentially goes with these little gimmicks and stuff. So throughout it though, you can actually choose from these little computer difficulties ranging from easy, normal, and hard. We decided to actually go for hard mode because it's actually quite fun, and you can either choose these courses you want to pick through, like choice, random, or in order. So even then though, this is how it goes like this. Basically, if you actually select random, this will actually takes you to the random selection of stages. And then in order, if you actually depends on what stages you select, it actually goes in the first stage to the end. So even then, that's pretty much a cool idea. And also how much wins you want to go for is either for free, or how much certain points you want to win for as a victory. However, the first time ever in a Mario Kart series, at least as far as the actual series is concerned for battle mode, is that the same goes for the versus mode as well, that this is actually the first time ever to actually feature the team aspects. Even then though, that you can actually perform like, do either 2 different team choices, like the red team or the blue team. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. And throughout it though, you do have 6 different battle stages, which consist of Nintendo DS, Twilight House, Plum Straw, Tart Top, and Battle Fort, and Pipe Plaza. Very fascinating, I say. But even then though, we'll decide to go for these stages in one particular order. But in fact, the matter is that since we're actually going to be going for Balloon Battle, we decided to actually go for these somewhat familiar stages. But the first things first though, we'll talk about this in a very unique stage, and that was the form of Nintendo DS. Think of like Nintendo GameCube Battle Arena stage for Mario Kart Double Dash, except we're driving around the original DS model, because, this was before when the DS Lite came around, and even especially the DSi, and especially the DSi XL, but even then they decided to put in the original DS model, because usually, back during the 2005 era, they did manage to actually, Nintendo decided to actually just manage to let the you know, the model of the, you know, Nintendo DS original model, and especially noticeable on the Mario Kart DS model. So that's pretty interesting to say much for that. So, you know. So as far as this stage in general, it basically involves you driving around the Nintendo DS system, which I found is really awesome by the by. And also judging by the fact that how you can actually just mess around with your opponents on Nintendo DS's screens. Which I found is kind of cool. But even though, unfortunately though, that these little buttons are not 3D rendered, so instead it's like, you know, flat and all that kinds of stuff. So yeah, you should probably... Oh, you son of a... Anyway though, so... As far as Balloon Battle is concerned in Mario Kart DS, it feels more like a traditional Balloon Battle from the other Mario Kart games at this point in time. However, the biggest noticeable difference was though is that you do have a certain amount of balloons you can actually pop up with. Like you start at one at first, thanks to that little 3 seconds countdown, but then after you realize that you do have 4 amounts of balloons you can actually just either keep or save. Or in this case, you just want to save it up, or even just use these balloons to actually add up to your balloons value. But even then, though, that every time when you lose one, you can actually just you can do like 2 different methods. You can actually just let your balloon pop up. You can either just hold down the select button, or even you can actually use your microphone, which unfortunately though, I have a lot of trouble with using a microphone on the Wii U's gamepad because unlike the original DS model that usually has some of more likely, I think it's mainly due to the fact that I've almost run out of breath or something like that, especially during commentary wise. Even though you can use your second option, which was the select button. However, though, the only biggest downside I can think of is that sometimes you'll actually just it just feels a little bit too slow when you're trying to use the select button. But once you actually use the microphone support, that way it just makes the pumping up a balloon much faster and stuff like that. So that's how this usually goes. That's usually how this usually can get. So yeah, apart from those side of things, it's pretty much a typical Mario Kart normal formula when it comes to the battle modes and stuff like that. So even then though, in order to actually you know, have to deal with the multiplayer aspect of Mario Kart DS, is that unlike in Mario Kart Super Circuit, in order to actually access to multiplayer in Mario Kart Super Circuit, is that you need to get the link cable and stuff like that. But this time, however, you can actually use it wireless. Even then, though, you don't have to worry about, you know, getting spare cables and stuff. So this is a huge plus. Oh, yeah, same goes to the likes of Mario Kart 7 as well. Although I'm not exactly sure if the Nintendo Switch version of Mario Kart 8 will be involved on there. Well, obviously Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, even. Oh, goodness gracious me, that was actually pretty close to falling down to that bottomless pit heavy. Yeah, unlike how it does in Mario Kart Double Dash's Nintendo GameCube Battle Arenas, that you do have some sort of like a breathing room. Especially noticeable, there's like a large fence. This time, however, there's no fence in here. So even then, though, if you somehow accidentally fall off to this level, though, you got to be sure you need to don't go too fast on that stuff. So how in the world did that shell just hit us? Oh, that's it. We're just gonna get her for good. Even though we could potentially try to select her until the next part of the video, but we'll decide to actually save her up until the next and possibly the final part, well before the extra video, which was the versus mode and especially the time trial mode. So even then, though, we decide to keep it as it is. Anyways, take that, Peach. So yeah, you know, you get the idea. Basically, whoever you pop someone else's balloons and whoever you know. As far as all the balloons are out for all these opponents, that someone wins. So yeah, pretty self-explanatory. And now we move on into block forts, which the reason why we decided to choose between these 2 stages where we're getting to right now is the block fort and especially the pipe plaza, because both of these levels are very, very familiar to you if you ever played any other Mario Kart games before, which consist of Mario Kart 64 and Mario Kart Double Dash, which if you ever played block fort from Mario Kart 64. This incarnation of this stage looks very identical to the likes of Mario Kart 64 version. But the noticeable difference was though is the fact that obviously the graphical differences here and there, and also the this actual 3D and stuff, more likely character models and stuff, except for the stage environment because it's already been 3D as it is. So yeah, that's how this usually goes though when it comes to the major difference between you know, the original version of Mario Kart 64's block fort and the likes of you know, the newer version, which was this version here. So yeah, that's all I can say. So yeah, as far as the actual today's video is concerned, that today was actually I'm guessing as far as I was concerned, and today was actually the 10th of February. And today is 10th of February, so to speak, is that, we only got 4 days left until Valentine's Day. And even then, though, we're still looking forward to that. How in the world did that hit me? I have no idea why, but even then, though, unfortunately, we've run out of balloon ammo, so even then, though, there's no way we can actually pump into anything. Well, there is a little trickster from, you know this little item, which was the super mushroom and that stuff? That way you can actually allows you to actually steal one of those opponents' balloons. So yeah, that way you can actually just manage to do yourselves easier than that. But the only thing is though, is that sometimes computer opponents can go way too fast, and as a result, they really try to avoid you like a lot of times. Even then though, that's the only minor nitpicking right there, but even then, you know. Yeah, I apologize for this little really weird sprite flickering that's been going on because of, the capture card issues with the, There's nothing going on with that, but with that being said and done, it's just that it always happens whenever you're trying to deal with capture cards and stuff. Mainly, for example, if you ever been watched, our Sonic the Hedgehog's 1 and 2 Let's Play, that, you notice the Chaos Emerald sprites has gone completely flickering. That's what will also happen until we get into Sonic 3 and Knuckles, though. So even then, although there's only one game exception, though, however, it's obviously Sonic the Hedgehog CD. So, because, Time Storm is usually just more likely still image. So, yeah, that's one thing we need to come by. So yeah, for the most part, though, that Battle Force is basically the exact same thing as it does it for Mario Kart 64 version, except with the graphical differences. So, that's how it usually goes. So yeah, you can also steal everyone else's balloons whenever you wanted to. Oh, goodness gracious me. I almost get blown up by the bombs. Anyways, let's go ahead and get... we got... instantly got, killed by the Rob the robot. So we instantly lost, because, we were hoping to get a balloon from behind him, but I did not notice there's actually green shell right in front, behind him all this time. So anyways, now we move on into Pipe Plaza, and this level you're probably familiar with, because this is the Battle Arena stage that makes a return in Mario Kart Double Dash. However, the noticeable difference was, though, there aren't many too much drastically changed between the, the original version of this level compared to the DS version of this level. Although there's one noticeable thing, though, we must confess, is that, these little, this little pole stuff that usually just sticks out for these little ramp parts? I think those things are no longer there, because even though speaking of such, though, it's way easier to you to actually just get yourself back up. And also, kind of a fun fact is that you can actually do a lot of, this is actually the easiest way to actually win this particular battle arena. Even though, granted, though, we're actually using the harder computer difficulties, though, we have to admit, though, Piglet, is that, there's one thing we need to deal with, though, however, is that you're gonna have to be sure we have to place one of those items in right beside for this little, jumping from cannon to not cannon, pipe to pipe, just so that you can actually just, hit those, opponents all at once. Even then, though, this might be really easy. Oh, goodness gracious me, I totally forgot about that pipe was there. And that was really bullcrap thing right there. Even then, though, let's just, come on. Oh, jeez, we're getting bull spiked by the, the red shells. Yeah, sometimes I find myself just getting hit by these red shells all the time, because even then, though, that these red shells really OP'd when it comes to these, homing, the collusion or something like that, because even then, though, that happens in most cases, scenarios. So even then, though, we'll try our best if we're actually trying to win, like, 2 points and stuff. Even though we only just showing these 3 stages in each of these modes, honestly, but... Did Yoshi somehow disappears after when we actually use the red shell and then it's just attack him? That's actually kind of clever. Anyway though, so let's go ahead and just keep our red shell. I'm pretty sure that Daisy is trying to go after me with this particular red shell, homing red shell or something like that. Even though no, we still want to let that happen so that if we manage to, oh, come on, there we go. So we managed to get towed out, so only just 4 more opponents left. So, hey, at least we got 3 mushrooms though, nonetheless. Assuming if there's some stupid things can happen, more accurately, that now that Daisy is gonna keep a hold of her red shell at all times, which that might be a bad thing. So, a little bit nervous about this. Come on, let's just hope if we. Come on. Done it, we're so close. Oh no! Oh, we instantly got lost by the combination of two different things, which are, you know, the red shell and especially the bob arms themselves. So unfortunately though, we actually lost that. So anyways, that's it out of the way. So even then, I had a lot of fun with it still, but even then, it has been a while since we're actually going to come back to that mode. So yeah, that's why we actually haven't gone to that back into that yet. So anywho, now we move on into the second battle mode, and that was the form of the Shine Runners. And basically, that you remember how it does it back in Mario Kart Double Dash. It's the fact that in order to actually get some Shine Sprites, you have to keep the hold of it until like a minute or two, and that way you can actually win the game. However, the biggest difference is here is that, well, actually, before we talk into that, actually, let's go ahead and choose Waluigi now, because he's now part of the Wario brothers, and so to speak. And let's go ahead and put on Team Battle this time, so even then, though, we're going to have to make ourselves a bit of changes, though, kind of think about it. So anyways, though, so let's go ahead and choose the original stages this time. First appearance in Mario Kart DS. First up we have is Twilight House. Huh, a bit of a reference to a Twilight Sparkle's name. Well, except that it doesn't have Sparkle on there, Rarity. Let's just say that much. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. But anyways though, so yeah, this stage do make a return in the likes of Mario Kart Wii on the battle modes department. So yeah, it's a kind of a cool thing. But anyways though, so how it works for Shine Runners is the fact that according to whenever you looked up on the research on the main menu screen, is that it says like, you know, collect more shines than anyone else, steal opponents' shines to add to your total. Those with less shines get booted over time. So basically in this battle mode is that whoever gets the most shine sprites will actually get ourselves to move on into the next part of the battle mode. Even then though, what happens was though is that you do have a time limit. So even then though, when it counts down to 5 seconds, this means is that you do have 5 seconds in order to actually get yourselves a bit of extra chance to actually just try to get yourselves a Shrine Sprite to begin with. However, when the time runs out, this happens. Yeah, because if some of these opponents did not grab any, I repeat, any of these Shrine Sprites for that matter, they will get disqualified if they don't get any Shrine Sprites. So, even in some situations, when if you get hit by any sort of items, mainly the computer opponents' items for instance, you will essentially lose a Shrine Sprite. But even then though, in order to actually get disqualified with this particular match, is by basically you don't have any Shine Sprites at all. Well, even if you let these other opponents did manage to disqualify, then someone else can actually have ourselves a bit of breathing moments for actually trying to evolving for, you know. Anyway, so now we move on to Plum Straw, which is another returning level coming back from Mario Kart 7's battle mode, which was, you know, because it due to how the fact that you can actually deal with underwater moments and stuff like that, so you know. So Plum Straw is basically just a water level, so even then though, you could probably drive in underwater, but that was before when Mario Kart 7 involves during the, you can now actually properly drive underwater, even for proper physics this time, so even then though, that's how it usually goes. But anyways though, so sometimes they'll occasionally rises up, and other times they'll try to sink down, so even then though, you can actually have some breathing room, so yeah, I apologize for that little bit of a breathing messed up dialogue there, but I really do apologize for that, every pony. But I digress. You don't need to necessarily apologize though, Rarity, because you're still really awesome though. Yeah, I do agree to that. So anyways though, so few things we want to mention about certain things, sorry for a bit of a delay for a tangent, is the fact that, how in the world? Wario, you're supposed to be our teammates, not just attack us. What in the world is going into you? You're supposed to be with our teammates, not just convenient. Anyway though, so recently today, for a cinemas department, that the Lego Batman movie has been released on cinemas today. But even then though, I've heard that a lot of reviews on this particular film was really positive, just like how it does in the Lego movie. Because now and then, it actually gets us a review of more accurately, currently at standpoints, it was actually 98% according to RottenTomatoes.com. Which I found is really cool when it comes to the highest rating of 2017 films how this to offer though, which is kind of a cool thing. Anyways, now we move on to the last stage in battle mode, and that was the form of Tart, which we're basically going to deal within this little pudding dessert. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. Anyways though, so Let's try to go ahead and yeah, if you can clearly see that the number and the shrine sprite is constantly flickering, this means is that you desperately need to get yourselves a shrine sprite, because if you don't, then you immediately disqualified. So just be very cautious with that. So So yeah, for if I watched the Lego Batman movie, I actually really enjoyed of how the presentation actually worked out. Very similar to how it does in the Lego movie does. But even then though, I think we already mentioned this before, haven't we? Yeah, but even then though, luckily for us though, we managed to watch that for 5 days earlier before its release. But even then though, we won't spoil the ending though, we're gonna admit though, because obviously if you guys haven't seen it, then you should probably definitely recommend it. Speaking of the Lego movie and such kinds of stuff, I recently saw a new trailer of the next, yet another Lego movie, but it's also a spin-off as well, just like the Lego Batman movie. But this time, however, it's actually a different franchise, known as the Lego Ninjago movie. Because even then, though, the major difference was though is that they killed the development. So yeah, that's all there is to know. So yeah, that was about it when it comes to battle mode of Mario Kart DS, and since we actually got 3 points in total, this means we've now got ourselves the glorious trophy. However, if you do manage to lose on this particular mode, you won't get yourselves a trophy at all, so yeah. So yeah, I guess that was about it. So yeah, nothing too much to say about battle modes, it's pretty self-explanatory, besides this Shrine Runners. Honestly, I found Shrine Runners is actually a pretty cool mode, but even then I found that to be one of the best modes in battle mode. So anyways, we're going to end things off here, so join us next time on Let's Play Mario Kart DS. Is the fact that we're about to begin with the missions mode. So anyway, see you guys next time. Later, fellas. See you guys then.